All right, going into today, I'm up about $160. I started off pretty shitty. So, going into the morning, as you can see, the first thing I was watching was that we had a search and destroy profile that could have potentially worked out. So, I was long biased to see this London high. Other than that, there's no real conviction for where the external bias is, so I was going with that. I see we open about here. We pretty much chop around, put in a buy side level, put in a sell side level. Then we come down around 7:30, 7:45 and form an SMT here and get this big displacement move up. Now I'm watching this fair value gap. I was looking to take an entry in this fair value gap. But ES touched the fair value gap and NQ didn't, and I saw us hesitating and I entered right about here, which you could say my stop is too tight, but if this were to be a SMT fair value gap, we'll call it, this stop would have been fine. I think I just shouldn't have taken the trade though. We were in a premium. I should have waited for us to come down, especially because this is just, I didn't know at the time. I thought we would get a quick move up, but this is just building structure. So we come down, and then so I took a loss there for about $50, and we form an equal low, and we come up another generated buy side level, and we start to hold this 1 minute imbalance here. Now this, I was in a premium again, too zoomed in, just looking to take a trade. So when I saw us come down and hold this 1 minute fair value gap like that, I entered right here, quickly got stopped out, and then it ran to my price target. I don't even want to say this was an issue of the stop being too tight because, I mean, yeah, if I had my stop a little lower, it would have worked out, but there would be no reason for me to put my stop here. It was just, I shouldn't have taken the trade, is what the issue was. It had nothing to do with my stop, even though it would have worked out if my stop was a little looser. So those were two longs I took in a premium, which I shouldn't have taken any longs in a premium. I should have waited, and we take this buy side level, and I'm not too worried about that because we still have all these equal lows below us. And at this point, actually here, when I saw this, I had a short limit order in this fair value gap here. And I would have taken it off literally at the low because we actually formed an SMT with ES here. So, like, missing out on that winning trade kind of made me emotional. I was like, I was pissed. And I said I wasn't going to take another trade again, but then it just became super clear to me about what Price wanted to do. I was busy getting chopped up in here, getting emotional, when all I had to do was recognize that this was an AMD model. We're just generating liquidity. And what makes me more certain, especially after taking this high, I'd have to be a little more cautious about taking longs in this turtle soup. For starters, we've generated this liquidity here. So we put in a high and we just can't take it. And we're forming all these equal highs. So that's my first target. And when we take this low, we get this quick move out of here. Not only that, but we're holding this 5 minute imbalance and we form an SMT with ES. This was, I mean, I'll give it an A just because it would have been A plus if this wasn't taken. But these three highs made it really high quality, along with, actually this is A plus, along with the search and destroy model. So this is models inside of models. This was a great trade and the only trade I should have taken today. There shouldn't have been anything else. The short trade looked good just because I knew that we wanted to take these lows, but unfortunately didn't get tapped in there. And I have this line drawn here to show this is where I entered at. And I had my stop around oh shit, actually. I had my stop. My stop was a little iffy. I didn't want to keep it all the way down here. I had it like right about here. I entered four contracts. I took three off at these equal highs because we very much could have not ran to the external high. But I held one contract all the way to the high. So I was down about $100. Then I took this trade, made about 260. So I'm up 160 on the day. This trade was fire. No, not even any pullbacks. This was when the higher time frame aligned with the lower time frame. In this area here, two zoomed in, two zoomed in. This one would have been good, but as an internal model trade, but this was the setup of the day. So pretty happy with that. Not too happy with the trades I took in the morning. Those shouldn't have been taken, and it's those little losses that I need to wipe away. So I really need to work on that. And when I saw this, I didn't want to enter it just because it felt like the market was out to get me today. But I just said I would be mad if I didn't take this because it looks so perfect. And if I lose, it is what it is. So, I had a better mindset going into this trade just because I knew it fit everything in my criteria. Whereas these ones, I was like, like a little confused on what price wanted to do. So I need to recognize that next time and just say, okay, if it runs to my price target, that's fine. I'd rather miss out on some potential profits than give away all the profits I already have. So I've had a losing week I'm basically at break even on the week, but that was with like 4 or 5 losses and one win. One win wiped that away. And this wasn't even, 260, it wasn't a huge win. That's like my average full size win. Like last week, I had a $500 win. That was my biggest one yet. This turtle soup was super clean. What made it A plus was the SMT and the 5-minute fair value gap, stacked lows, search and destroy. So clearly we wanted to go to this high. Yeah, it was a great setup. I could have taken 2 off here and left 2, but that's hindsight. I took what I was confident in, and I'm going to continue doing that. I don't think taking 75% of my position off here is bad at all, especially after taking 2 losses. After I took 75% of my position off here, I was already in profit for the day, and I just let my runner go. Didn't take it off early or anything. It hit the limit. So it was about 270 ticks. It's a nice move. So yeah, that's all.